What? How you all doing? I've got a mission. It's a repair job. Kind of did a repair job on this before. This is my tumble dryer. Switches. See, it sounds like they work, right? But it does nothing. Whoa, okay, it does work. If you, hang on. Right. Here's a trick. Shouldn't do it. Push the board back. Broken switch. And I know it's a broken switch, it's flattened out. So you have to put enough pressure on the back to get it to go to the front. I was going to desolder the switch, move one of the switches from one of the other buttons and put it in place. But double-sided PCB would have to clip. It's not going to be a thing right now. Not right now. Managed to source a replacement. So, mission to be a broke-ass motherfucker and repair a tumble dryer. It's just going to be a hot swap. But, as soon as I can, I can either clip off the old switch and solder directly to the legs, to the feet of the switch, or I guess scrape a layer in and bridge, but actually, let's just hot swap this and make sure this works. But man, look at this. It's kind of fun. Old board off. New board on, and we want to go right. That works. Don't shock me. Excellent. Right. Hook that back up, and then yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I've done a bit of a no-no. It's just friction fitted because most of the switches and all that, the board will sit in the enclosure with clips, and then there are clips to put it onto the front face plate. With the weight of the top, that'll hold the front face, the casing and the board in place. There were screws. I'd put some screws around here. Those are generally important, but it seems they are not here anymore, and my screwdrivers aren't either, so friction will have to do the job. That said, do as I say, not as I do. The important thing though is, right, it's all flush, just held in place nicely. As long as people are gentle with it, should be fine. Excellent. Couple bucks, back up and running. With some luck, couple bucks, back up and running, I'll have a spare. So unless something more serious, we should be good to go. Right, now hopefully you can see what I'm trying to show. But you can see the problem right there, look. One of the switches has bottomed out. So the plan was to take the switch that's bottomed out and replace it with one of the other switches that is on the board and it is okay, like one of these back switches here, and just clip it and then solder it in place. And that is probably what I'll end up doing, but not right now. Well, that's the only thing I want to do today. Productivity done. But that's it. Like, people would have thrown away a £200 tumble dryer or a couple £100 tumble dryer. I can't remember how much it costs, but second hand they go for about 120-ish, 140-ish. would have gotten rid of a tumble dryer, all for a, what, penny switch? Couple pence switch? And that just don't make any sense to me at all. It's the same when one of our TVs went. Instead of getting rid of the TV hadn't failed. One of the backlights, a couple of the LED strips had gone. The fuse had gone, took out the LEDs with it, just replaced them. Not big of a deal. Realistically, repairability is one of the main reasons why I really like older tech. Don't get me wrong, modern tech is cool, but it's not great in terms of repairability. You buy something these days for convenience. You know you're going to throw it away in a few years, but at the time it's convenient. It might be expensive too, but it's convenient. Convenience over everything else. Right? Earbuds, wireless earbuds. Fantastic. If you've got a device with a decent Bluetooth chip in it, and you're cool with Bluetooth compression, they sound great. Super convenient, just pop them in. Fantastic. As long as you understand you're gonna have to throw them in the bin. It's why I kind of like old phones too. Like, hang on, I thought I had one on my desk. Here, right? I like the Pixel A series. I've had a Pixel 3A. I've had a Pixel 4A. Just because they've got a headphone jack on them. Headphone jack. They're great. Because then I can use. I like these actually. You know, wired earbuds. These are the Moondrop Quarks. You can buy them for about 12 quid, and they're tiny. And the batteries are never going to fail in these because they don't fucking have any. You just plug them in. I've got my Nexus 5 headphone jack. Can easily replace the battery in this dealio. I've got a Moto G Dubry on the side. I still like using old laptops because I can get to the guts, I can get to the RAM, I can, in some of them you can change the processors, you know, all that kind of stuff. My Zephyrus G14 modern laptop, fantastic little laptop. Has some problems, some little quirks that I'm not a huge fan of, but half of the RAM is soldered to the board. There are computers where the hard drives, or the storage is soldered to the board. No. If it breaks, that's it. It's bought, it's done, it's over. And that just seems so wasteful to me. I'd rather buy something maybe older or cheaper to be able to kind of gut it and repair it. I don't like the idea of just buying something that's going to fail and that I can't realistically fix myself. Or, if I have to send it into a company to get them to fix it. Let's put it this way, man. If it's more profitable for them to just give me another one. So actually, another reason why I like the Steam Deck. A lot of that, sticks break, just go out and buy the sticks. Valve have set it up that way. Need a new front casing for it, get one off of, as iFixit are selling them. iFixit are a reseller of all the parts Steam Deck. Great! The idea that everything's, put together with hot snot and all that, and you just can't take them apart. Not fun. Not cool. There's no need to throw something away just because the backlight's failed, or because in the case of the tumble dryer today, that switch has failed. That's just stupid. It's just so wasteful. So wasteful. And they're doing it with cars now too. I mean, come on, like when stuff is designed to be put in the bin just because they want you to buy a new one, we're going the wrong way. back before I was born, things were made to last because they only expected to ever have to sell you one. Well, that was probably a lot longer before I was born, but there has just been a trend since I was born, because I've ruined everything. Just it's less and less likely for you to be able to repair it. Less likely, less likely. Do you have the tools? Can you get the parts? Will they even allow you to buy parts? Apple have got an issue with you buying parts for their stuff. Oh, it's got to be matched with the board. You know, there's like there's a pairing of serial numbers. If you're not using the right camera with the right motherboard, no. If you're not using the right this with the right that, no. So dumb. But that said, I'm done. I'm done. I can't be the only one that sometimes just buys tech just because it opens up more options. It might not be the fastest, might not be the most powerful, might not be the most pretty, but you know, if I can buy something that will last a while and I don't have to put it in the bin, that's great. I'm not against a wire, you know. Usually better sound quality. I'm not against use a replaceable battery. I like to just all find that these companies make money, but really? Really? All for what? Sleekness, thinness, whatever? But you gotta buy the new one next year, because if we don't make profits, then our shareholders get angry. So it's not my fucking problem. If it has to go in the bin, it probably shouldn't be on the shelves. But yeah, alright, eh? That food was great. See, this is what happens when you live frugal. For some reason, McDonald's can be a thing. I don't know. I don't know where that came from, to be honest with you. And I've just done Rand Nerds podcast with Suffolk Ram. That was neat. My God, we had nothing to talk about. We went for hours ranting about games distribution platforms and graphics designers being left in charge of overall user interface design. Nope. The person who's going to use it on a daily basis should have a bit more input. It should be a little bit more function over form. Yeah, just done that. It was like a 3-hour podcast I'm going to have to go through. I'll skim it because I've got a busy day tomorrow. And be listening to the Phantom Breaker Omnia soundtrack. For anyone that's into Chaos Head, there's characters from Chaos Head in Phantom Breaker. Phantom Breaker Omnia specifically is a fighting game. Everyone that reviewed that game mentioned that Makase Kirisu from Steins Gate is in it. She ain't the only character from Science Adventure in it. I'm just saying. So, I mentioned that in yesterday's vlog, right at the end, if anyone got there. But yeah, hopes have been raised today after speaking to neighbours as well from over the road. The world isn't completely balked, and I'm not the only one that has to deal with being able to hear someone eating their breakfast from 4 doors down. It's just like over the road. It's a common thing with British houses. A couple of my neighbours are moving out, and I was like, "Oh, what's going on?" I said, "Oh yeah, because I haven't been down here long." Yeah, it's noisy, isn't it? You can hear everything. So, yeah. I used to have long hair before I first moved here. Before I moved here, I had long flowing hair. Now I'm bald as fuck. There's no personal space in these houses. But that is my groove. That's my thing. I'm now going to head the off because I've been rambling now for 8 extra minutes that you didn't need, that I didn't need, that no one needed. God, that McDonald's was good. I need to stop eating burgers though, but they're so good. I love burgers. Right. Hope you're well. And I'll see you all with a bit of luck in the next one. I've got no idea what I'm talking about. I just want to get out of fucking bed.